What's up, guys? It's your boy Ace from Madden.com, and today I'm going to show you guys how to attack the nickel 335 Tampa 2. This has been my most highly requested video in a very long time. That means you guys are struggling with it. You're not alone. It is a very annoying defense for good reason. I mean, sending four, getting one free, outside contains. Everybody puts their middle guy in a deep blue. It's hard to attack deep. So it is a good defense in some regards, but it has some very obvious weaknesses. I'm going to go over all of them. So this is going to be a longer video than usual. I do want to thoroughly break down how to attack this defense. So you don't have to stay and watch the entire thing. What I'm going to do, though, is put some timestamps in the description for you guys to navigate to the parts that you might want to watch. I have no idea how long this video is going to be, but I'm not going to rush it. So just letting you guys know you do have that option. Before I get into the breakdown, I just want to let you guys know that I did just drop my Kansas City Chiefs defensive ebook. 1 hour of footage covering about 20 plays out of 5 formations. That's on acemadden.com, and it has everything from the run defenses to contain defenses to max coverages to blitzes. It's got everything. So if you need help on defense, acemadden.com, and the offense I'm going to be using to attack the Tampa 2 is also on my website. This is the Jets playbook on offense. So let's get right into it. What we're going to do first is talk about running against this defense. I know it sounds basic, but you'd be amazed how many people try to pass their way through this defense when the most obvious weakness is the run defense. I mean, it does not defend the run very well unless you have a very stacked team. But if you have a stacked team on mud, you're going to stop the run. I mean, you're going to stop the run out of any formation, really. So let's get right into it. Let's go to the nickel 335 Tampa 2. And we're going to open up and gun split close. This is the Jets playbook, like I mentioned. And we'll do power O. I'm actually going to move the ball now over to the left hash mark. And I'm going to set up the defense exactly like people do online. So we're going to base align, man align, press, and then we're going to contain and then put the middle guy in a deep blue. This is exactly the look you're going to see most of the time online, and they'll be using one of these linebackers that are in hooks. So what we're going to do, though, is just run the ball. I mean, honestly, if we run this ball 10 times, we're probably going to get close to 100 yards, I promise, because they need some really good block sheds if they're going to stop this. Boom, first run, we're already getting close to a one-play touchdown if Earl Thomas doesn't save the day. They really need a good block shed from one of these two guys, Will Hoyt or Bennett. One of these guys need to do their jobs and, block shed. Other than that, I'll show you. I'll start moving linebackers over to stack that side, and it's not going to do much help. So let's go ahead and set up the defense. Okay, last time, and then I'll move the linebackers over. Good hit by Wham Bam. What we're going to do now is start moving guys over. So maybe stacking the side. You can shift them manually or whatever. You can shift the linebackers right. But it's not going to help too much either. I mean, right there, good block by Gabriel. Juke him. Out of 3 runs, we've already gotten about 100 yards. So that's going to happen quite frequently. This is a very good run against, in my opinion, a very weak run defense. Also, what you can do, this is another mindset thing. If you really just don't even want to face the Tampa 2 out of 335, like your opponent's very good out of it, it's really annoying. If you have deuce close in your offensive playbook, which you most likely do, get very familiar with it because they cannot be in that defense on deuce close. I promise. I don't care if they have a stacked team or not. Using something like HB Wham against this Tampa 2, it's bad news for them. Even if they pinch their defensive line, it is not going to be, I mean, insane block shed. But if you have the deuce close with this stretch as well, it's going to be a very long day at the office for them. Right there, good spin move, and then fall down. I don't want to waste you guys' time. So that's the run game against the Tampa 2. Let's move into the passing plays. Okay, guys, we're going to talk about the weaknesses of that Tampa 2 now. So let's come out in it, and we're going to come out in wide trio offset weak. New York Jets playbook, and we'll come out in PA motion shot. So what I'm going to do is set up the defense and show you guys what it looks like visually. So baseline, man line press, contain, deep blue, and that's the setup. So without doing anything to the flat zones on the outside, this is the setup. So if you just look at it, we're turning it into a cover 3. There's not much there when it comes to deep passes because especially against Wagner, Earl Thomas, and Cam Chancellor, it's very, very tough to throw anything deep. The seam routes are taken away. The post routes are taken away. The main weakness is actually behind the cornerbacks. If they play soft squats, it's not quite behind the cornerbacks. It's actually in the flats. I'm going to talk about that later. But let's just leave these Tampa 2 zones out there. So what we're going to do, by the way, this guy's going to get brought in for run support. If he leaves him out in this area, run the ball. You do need to run the ball because he'll get gashed. He'll bring him in if he's smart. And this will be the look you're going against. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to put X on an in route, B on a fade, A on a streak, block Y. You don't actually have to block Y. You can actually carry out the play action, but we do need to ID the mic. If you have any questions regarding this setup, let me know in the comments. What we're going to do is actually throw that fade behind the cornerback on the right. If we don't like the look there, because if he's playing soft squats or something, which I'll show you in a second, RB is going to be our read, and we have X as a backup option. So snap the ball. Here's the weakness when they're playing the normal Tampa 2. We can just easily high point that if we want to. That's the safer throw if you high point it. Bring this guy in. So fade B, in route X, streak A. I'll explain the route combination in a second as far as why we're doing that. So snap the ball. Boom, easy stuff. Big gain along the sideline. So once you do that a few times, what's going to happen is he's going to start soft squatting if he knows what he's doing. If he doesn't know what he's doing, he's fucked. He will start putting B on a soft squat, maybe even both of his guys on soft squats. And what that's going to do is allow his cornerbacks to drop really far back to the point where that's not going to be a really feasible throw. So you'll see that same throw gets pretty much taken away. Actually, surprisingly, he didn't get taken away that time. Let me do that again. Soft squats. Set up the offense. See what happens now. You don't even need to high point it right there. He was wide open. I think what's happening, why he's actually getting open, is this in and out, or this out and up is going to occupy him. Yeah. He's going to occupy him for like a slight second, and then he realizes, oh, shit, I got to keep bailing, and he doesn't. So let's run it one more time. I'm not going to high point it, and then I'll explain why we're using this route combination. So, okay, and then we're going to fade B, in X, set up pass protection, and then I'll just throw it normally this time. Possession catch. So the way this route combination works is we have our running back blocking, picking up the pressure. We have X as our like underneath backup route if, for instance, the pressure gets in really quickly. A is on a streak. His only job is to occupy that middle third. And then this guy's job is to be our option late but deep. He's going to get open against this Tampa 2. So I'm going to throw him this time. I'm going to throw that out and up because that is a weakness of this Tampa 2. You'll see the way the route develops, it'll get open. Unless Cam Chancellor makes a really good play. Snap the ball. If we get time in the pocket, hopefully we do. Boom, right there. That can be a place for a user. But like I said, the way this play is designed, we have X as an option. Let's say he takes away that out and up manually. This route, so if he's using the out and up, he's going to be using this guy. He's going to be way back here. We have this huge hole in the middle for our in route to take for a first down if we just throw them right here. So that is the first passing play to attack this Tampa 2. Let's move on to the next one. Okay, guys, this next play is actually the best way to beat the Tampa 2 in my opinion, because it's out of gun bunch and it's in pretty much every single playbook to some extent. And this is a very popular play, curl flat. So come out of Tampa 2, come out and curl flat, and it's an easy setup. We're going to stay on the left hash mark for this one. It's best on the left hash mark. However, it can be used on either hash mark. We're going to max protect. In some cases, some bunches will block the tight end as well, but that's perfectly fine. Still do the max protect. Put X on an in route. Put RB on a streak. Put B on an out route. Make sure you ID the mic. And then what we're going to do is going to motion this guy out and then snap the ball once he gets close to the numbers. And then we're going to hit A for a very big gain along the sideline for, I think, 40 yards. So the way it's going down is this motion out route's going to occupy this Tampa 2. He's going to be very concerned with that out route when he has no idea that a deeper route is actually going above him. So we're confusing Richard Sherman. We also have the in route open across the middle. Our tight end is clearing out the middle third successfully. This guy might be a user. He could potentially take that corner route away himself, but if he does, he's just going to leave a huge gash for our in route. So it's very pick and choose. So I'll run it again. We're just going to set up the blitz first and set up the play. Make sure you ID the mic. I know it's a pain in the ass, but it does help with pass protection. Snap the ball. Comfortably get the throw off. And there we go. So the main weakness is behind the cornerbacks and also a weakness in the middle, because if they want to defend the deeper routes, they're going to have to vacate a hole for our in route. So those are a couple concepts that you guys can use against this defense. But personally, I would just like run the draw or something. You'll see that the draw is going to mess this defense up pretty badly most of the time. Also, the base out of the bunch is really good against this. So I recommend running. However, those are a couple plays you guys can use in the passing game to attack this defense. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you have any questions whatsoever about beating this defense further than what I've shown you, please let me know in the comments. And like I said, I just dropped the Chiefs defensive ebook on my website, acemadden.com. So definitely check that out. And I will see you guys tomorrow.